How many women we've chased in our life who've aired us that in his DM saying, hi, OV.
Melanin Matchmaker wants you to go where you're celebrated. So we've created a community just waiting to show up to appreciate you. An app where you can begin your journey to building long-lasting relationships. I mean, who doesn't love a great love story? Because we sure love creating them. Melanin Matchmaker, the dating app that celebrates you.
People would be saying, how can they support the channel? Chiso by Chiso. I've got tops, got hoodies, I've got the Dragon Ball Z tees, like the Pain and Full Star tees. You lot can support, buy some of the merch. I'll be able to churn out more content. This one I'm just waiting by myself for the moment, and I'll bring out more colours. Please support. Boom, big episode featuring my boys, OV, Manny and Gabriel. I know last week you were complaining because it's only a 15-minute episode. You got everything this week. Stay tuned.
You was in Japan.
Japan, yes.
Okay, why Japan over the States?
Well, first off, the States is the first option for everyone. For every who've in it. But that is, it's like, why not? Why Germany over the Premiership? If you're to put it in football terms,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Everyone wants to play in the Premiership, but do you know what I'm saying? It just didn't work out that way. And then, like, for a couple of reasons, like I've experienced Europe as far as from basketball playing wise, but just to experience Asia, I've never been out there on holiday, never been out there just for travel, nothing. So I was like, man, the opportunity was there. So I was like, yeah, let me just go kill two birds with one stone. You get?
Because you must be a real fan of basketball because coming from Love Island and all the sponsorships and all of everything else, endorsements you had, you probably don't need to play basketball.
Nah.
So how can you still? Yeah,
But it's
you
just
must
one
love
of
the sport then.
It's what I do in it. It's what I've done for a while. Like I've put a lot into that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to ask. How many years have you been pro now?
Bro, been pro since I think like 8 years now.
Yeah.
So I've been playing professionally 8 years. But before that, I was playing in the States. So you lot met up with Justin and Matt.
Matthew,
So a similar to their sort of journey as far as by going through the States.
Yeah.
But yeah, like now, especially at this point in my life and this age, I feel like after all the Love Island stuff and experience and that, I know how much basketball's done for me as far as what it's taught me in it. And the life lessons and like how many doors it's opened just as far as just meeting people. So for me now, it's not just playing a sport, it's the other things that it's continuing to teach me, etc. You get?
What year did you move to America?
I don't remember the year, but I know I was 16, so it would have just been after GCSEs, innit? So I done my GCSEs, and then that opportunity opened up, which was a mad thing.
Yeah.
Because I almost fumbled that big time. Because I got suspended my last year in school, and obviously, you know, African parents, bruv. It was just a sticky one. They were like, yeah, you want to go to America and do this madness, they'll, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you'll go to prison or you'll end up
You want
dead,
to be a
even
bad
worse.
boy.
Yeah.
You want to be a bad, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it was almost written off, and then I got a scholarship opportunity, and then when it's paid for, it's a different situation. It's like, well, so yeah.
Okay, so you were there for what, like 6 years?
I was over there for 7.
Yeah.
I was no, because I did 2 years high school, 3 years in Alabama, and then another 2 years up in, so that's 7.
Alabama, you know.
Yeah, different kettle of fish.
Real southern state.
It's south, but I wasn't too far from Atlanta, so I was like 2 hours from Atlanta. I thought it was dope just as a British young black man, and obviously having come from London where it's pretty diverse. There's mad different people here. We're used to that.
Yeah.
So when you go to the States, I'm sure you probably realize like you can feel the kind of segregation. You can feel it, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just interesting to be able to go down there, experience southern states of America, but then also as an athlete. So it's like you don't really get the bad side of it because they love athletes. innit? So it's almost like you're in a separate kind of
separate box to everybody else.
Separate box, but you still see it all. So it's like,
but they treat you different to the the others.
You know them ones like where you'll see them do something to someone else who's pretty much just like you, and you're like, hold on. So if I wasn't
Yeah.
If I wasn't a basketball player, if I wasn't whoever I'm supposed to be, then you would probably do me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's mad.
So, yeah, man.
7 years. What was the first state? What was the first school?
First state, I was in Virginia, VA. So it was dope because I feel like it was a good introduction because Virginia's one of them weird ones. It's got like the East Coast feel, but then it's like, it's a southern state to a certain extent, but they get a little bit of like DC. And DC is like a, you know what I'm saying, the DMV thing. So, and DC is like a pretty metropolitan city. So you get a little bit of that city vibe there too. So it's probably one of the better places I could have went. You feel me?
How did your life change after Love Island? That's the first thing.
Just, it's a weird one, innit? I felt like it was like becoming a popular, you know, in secondary school when you got the popular kids kind of thing. I felt like it was just like that, but on
a bigger scale.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you done well in Love Island. I think you was probably one of the only characters I can think of that actually was loved by the general public. You carried yourself well. I'll give you that, and I think some of the ladies took a liking to you. I think so. I'm not too sure. Obviously, you'll know better than I would, but I'm assuming they did. I don't know.
Gabriel came to start trouble.
Gabriel
came to start trouble today.
Hey, Gabriel.
No. You come to start trouble today.
Hey, Gabriel, you know what I'd love to see?
Wait, hold on, is he blushing?
Hey, Gabriel, you know what I'd love to see? How many women we've chased in our life who've aired us that in his DM saying, hi, Ovi.
No, but the funny thing is that, obviously, I'm going to assume that before Love Island, you had your fair interest. Like,
calm. Yeah,
I think
calm,
women did
calm.
probably fancy you.
Calm.
I'm not saying Love Island helped, but I'm sure, like, you know, when you got on there, and obviously, can you use your phones in there? You can't, can you? So it's only when you got out, you was like, raw, like,
it's a mad thing.
Like, they really like me, kind of thing. So what was it?
Yeah, but then that's the thing, like, is it really because they like you or they like an idea of a character who you are? Like, do you feel me? Because obviously as an athlete, I feel like I see things through a different lens. Like I've seen the main man on the team that's getting all the love one season, and then the next year, for whatever reason, injuries or whatnot, like the love just ain't the same.
So basically hot one week and not the other.
Yeah, you're hot one week and you just have to understand, like, it's a character that people...
Oh, so you're not hot then? You're not saying you're hot?
I don't think it's realistic to say that you're...
No, are you hot? So I'm just asking.
Am I hot?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm who I am. I am.
What does that mean?
I feel like I'm who I am. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm who I am. But it's just one of them ones where, like, you just understand the reality of it. It's not... It doesn't make sense for everyone to like you, because no human, everyone doesn't like...
Did women treat you different? As in the women that you knew before you went in to Love Island, and then when you came out. So let's imagine, because I know you're a responsible guy, so you wasn't talking to more than one woman before you went into... I'm
Gabriel's on smoke.
Hey, Gabriel, give them.
No, I'm just saying, I just know you're responsible.
Gabriel is moving craggy.
So you're Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Which tribe?
Don't give me.
Before he went on Love Island, I never watched it at all.
Okay.
I never used to watch it. Then all of a sudden, when you've gone on, I'm looking at my phone. Brum, 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 brum. I'm thinking, bro, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ovi follows you.
Yeah.
I was like, Ovi who? Soko. They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, so that's just random. Yeah, he follows you. I said, yeah, what are you talking about? Love Island. Oh. That's there watching it. That's what I first
You represented well. Not that you represent.
You made the man them look
but you went on there and you. I've got to commend you. You held yourself
real well.
Very well.
I just think.
No, I need to shake your hand for that.
No, real well.
Sometimes we get bad press. Sometimes, you know.
No, you made us look.
It's not but I didn't make us look any kind of way. It's just what is shown, like, you know what I'm saying.
So I don't
get like it's a reality. Yeah. When you look at what they tend to show on media, it's a sample size of, like, obviously a lot of time very unfortunate circumstances, but that's not the majority. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it showed like, okay, well, what are you kind of showing more times than not? Do you know what I mean? So that's more so what I think is.
And what's your upbringing? Were you raised with both parents? Are you the eldest, the youngest? Where do you sit in the sibling train?
I'm the youngest, and raised by both parents. Dad's Yoruba, my mum's Yoruba. But yeah, I was just the youngest. Got a lot of help from my older sibling, my brother. Only two of us, sorry.
Okay.
So got a lot of help from him. Was able to watch him a lot of the time, like when he did, and just learn from that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely say I had a very, very solid upbringing, man. And I know I have a good unit of people around me. You feel me?
Did you avoid trouble growing up?
I was mischievous. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I wasn't troublesome, but I did some bad shit.
And what would you say was the catalyst to that? Is it just a case of being young and
just
needing to learn?
being young, man. Just being young, being a young man trying to find his way. Obviously, like, there's people who are popular through different lanes, and as a young boy growing up, like, you want to find where you fit in. You want to find your group. And yeah, a bit of that was just trying to find sort of where I fit in.
And how do you deal with a lot of the flack you might get? So for instance, I've seen once or twice people have tried to
do me.
Tried to draw you out on social. I've seen it.
Remember what I said to you last time?
Can we go there?
Remember what I messaged you last time?
Yeah, but
So
when you messaged me, I was like, Chiz, you look at the internet too much.
No, but I told you. I said to you, like, just that.
It's what it is, though.
Yeah,
like,
that app just.
Have you ever looked at yourself going viral for something that you thought was normal?
I lock off, bro.
You just literally just turn
I
off.
like
quickly.
the thing is,
Bro, you turned off real fast. The last
if
time
I see it going
laughing.
peak, if I see it going left, I'm like, oh, you know what? I gotta get out of here. Let me dip. Close, delete, and I'm gone. Yeah.
And then in 2 weeks it's over anyway.
And
no
then
one
2 weeks, or even 2 days, bro. No one remember.
Does it ever get to you though? All jokes aside, when you see people getting at you, can you just see it as social media, or do you actually feel like, raw, like, these people are actually getting at me? Does it actually get to you?
No, bro. I feel like if I stood there and I read through it, 100% it will get to me. Because I feel like that's just a human reaction. Like, you either get wound up, it'll bring up some kind of emotion. But especially when I see it a lot of the time, I'm like, these people don't know me, so I just feel like it's a bit weird. I can't be angry at them because I'm like, they are not able to make a fair judgment. They're not able to form an opinion from fact. So for me, it's like, all right, well, I don't know. Like, you must be feeling some kind of pressure from somewhere. Do
you not ever sweat before you tweet? Like, do you not ever get like a face towel? And then like before you press send, like, is this okay? Because I must think, because everything you must write, someone's going to try and twist it.
Someone's going to twist the narrative.
What was the one that really?
It was
one that I think you tweeted once.
It was like a couple months ago, innit?
Yeah.
What was it again?
Nah, it was the stuff around Kevin Samuels, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Kevin
tweeted saying
Nah, I was
was
like,
it?
anyone who
Celebrates
if
the
you're happy,
death.
if you celebrate someone dying, like, that's weird to me.
Yeah.
And I stand by that because I feel like regardless of what
Whatever
angle you're coming from, whatever they've done, I'm not saying you have to agree with their opinions, and you can be against their opinions, but to be celebratory and like in death period, like I just think that's just a weird thing. But obviously when people lose their cool with me saying that for whatever reason, I can't even get mad because I understand it's a very touchy subject when you talk about someone that's so polarized.
Yeah.
Do you feel me? So a lot of the time when I seen it sort of going left in my head, I didn't see it as, these people are coming for me. I seen it as, okay, you've triggered a trauma that a lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, like, at the end of the day, black women aren't protected as much as maybe other women in our society. So anytime you touch on a subject that could be as polarizing, like someone like Kevin Samuels, it's very easy to set something off, and you don't even know where you've set it off. You know what I'm saying?
You know the funniest part, Gabriel? The killer part was people started going through your followers. You follow so-and-so.
Yeah, but...
you follow so-and-so. I'm like, like, so now I used to think to myself, why do some celebrities have zero?
Yeah.
But now it makes sense.
When
Because
you
the
say-
thing is, they see all the people that interact with them, and everyone's got famous friends that you probably got famous friends that got zero and will chat to you all the time.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why.
When you said protected, and that's one thing I always say is that it almost seems as if when someone's in the limelight like yourself, it's as if that any incident or scenario that may happen in our community, especially towards women, it's almost as if they expect the figures to come out and speak on things.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel compelled to have to speak about these things, or do you just, because whatever you say can get twisted.
Yeah.
You know, and just now you mentioned that Kevin Samuels had a polarized view.
Yeah, he did.
And you said something that sometimes you feel that black women are not as protected
Yeah, they're not.
As they should.
They're not.
Now,
They're not.
Do you feel this is social media protected? Because I feel that outside of social media, I feel black women are protected. I don't feel that we're against them.
Yeah.
I don't feel that we don't protect them.
Yeah.
But I feel maybe on social media, maybe it seems that they're not. I don't know, what would you, because I don't get that protected thing. It bugs me. I get it.
No, but I think the same way, if you see, if there's a hot topic or whatever, the same way people just run to the defense without, you know, if it's a lady, typically we're used to people, they just run to a defense immediately. Like, that's what I feel like I see when it comes to across the board. Whereas...
So would you say that the reason why maybe they got at you,
Yeah.
maybe was because they thought to themselves that Kevin Samuels typically has had some detrimental views and derogatory views about women, but unfortunately his audience is black women. So it could have been all women, but it's just that those who are listening to him are black women. So they thought maybe that you was defending Kevin Samuels' opinions against black women.
Bro, to be fair, I ain't tried
that deep
to,
about
I ain't
it,
tried to deep it that much. I just think it's something where, okay, it's someone who's talks on subjects that could be very triggering. So whether I agree with him, don't agree with him, any words that are said around, do you know what I'm saying, him in general, it's very easy for it to get twisted or set off some kind of different emotions, you feel me? So like, I can't get into a back and forth because I know it's just triggered trauma, you understand?
But I think there's a privilege that you have with money and a privilege you have with being, how tall are you, 6'1", 6 foot, sorry?
I told you what was coming.
Why?
What did I say to you on the phone?
I just
I told you what was coming.
He come to start trouble.
On the phone. I said to Manny on the phone.
Because I'm not the tallest guy here today.
I'm happy you're here.
Hey, wait. Hey, you see when we take the picture
Hey,
after?
buddy.
Hey, you know why I put this here? When we take the picture
I'm so
after,
happy.
I'm standing on
you're here
this.
today.
Where's? I'm standing on this. When we take the
Our
picture
tallest
after,
guest is here today.
we're cropping off the bottom. Hey, we're cropping off the bottom part and I'm standing on that.
My job here is done.
You thought you was gonna
My
come here
job
and
here
bring
is
me in.
done.
Ovi.
Just straight in.
My
You
job
thought
here
you
is
was gonna
done.
take all our markets. Ovi thought he was gonna take all our markets in one day. The dark skin market, the tall market,
Nah, never.
the fine boy market, all in one day.
No, I'm happy.
The Rolly market.
You know what? Like when he came in today, I wasn't. No, like, let's wheel it back. When he came in, I was like, this Aesop Rocky-looking brother. So like, I was like, hold on a minute. Man, come with the fresh braids. He ain't come to train. Like, man, even iron the combat trousers. How often do man iron those combat trousers? Man, even iron the dickies.
He steamed it.
Bro,
Stretch fit.
yeah, stretch. This
Come to
is
steal the
training
market,
gear.
you know.
Training gear.
So can you blur his
Plain white.
face out on this episode?
Play white.
Wow.
That's it, man's gonna pixelate you like the Vans. You're gonna have it black and white like the Vans pixelated.
No, because I'm saying there's a privilege. There's a money privilege, and there's a privilege you get for being a celebrity. I'm pretty sure life's a bit easier for you after Love Island. I'm pretty sure certain places you go to, you have to pay for meals, you have to pay for drinks in some places. I'm sure.
I think-
what
no,
kind of
there's
privilege did you get for being over
Hey, I'm booking restaurants.
under his name?
Hello, it's over, so cold. Oh, he couldn't make it today.
What are the privileges that some people like yourself get, for example, and the negative sides, the pictures that are annoying? It must be annoying.
There's a good and bad, do you know what I'm saying? So there will be privileges certain places you go, but then with that there's also expectations. So if you go to those, you know, if you try to utilize all of these privileges that come your way, you run the risk of them sort of just milking you, and like, which is generally what tends to happen in this kind of industry. Do you feel me?
Okay, we said milking is in. Okay, we've let you in for a free meal and some
We let you
champagne.
in for free, so let's take this picture, and
Okay.
and it gets a bit corny. Do you know what I'm saying? Me, I prefer to just do my thing quietly. I'll pay for my meal. I'll get everything myself and keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's times where you will want to maybe utilize contacts. I feel like that's the biggest privilege. I think
Okay.
it's just contacts, being able to say, this person, I want to talk to her about this this thing that I'm thinking about, idea. The possibilities or the chances are that you probably know someone that knows them. So, yo, could you kind of pattern it up? I think that's probably the biggest privilege in it.
Okay, so in other words, networking with
Networking, 100%. Because like you guys know, like as we get older, we realize how important it is. It's really who you know and the networks you build. That's everything. Do you know what I mean?
What would you say has made you mature quicker? Like living in America by yourself from young and traveling a lot, or just having to adapt quickly to the new life experiences that's come.
I think everything, man. I think it's all lessons, bro. Because I feel like I learned a certain amount of lessons from life from being alone from young. Like I knew when I first went out to the States, it's like, okay, I've done all the foolishness before I come out here in secondary school, whatever. But now it's on you, innit? Like you do what you have to do. Good things will happen. If you don't, you're just putting yourself in a difficult situation. So I learned certain lessons. And then as far as on this side of things, just coming quickly, it's a different kind of teacher. Do you know what I'm saying?
What advice would you give to the younger you?
Younger me?
I'm talking before the age of 21. What advice would you give to the younger Ovi who was 21?
Live more, man. Even more. Like push the boundaries even more. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, as long as you're doing things, I think safely and taking somewhat the best calculated risks you can at that age for the amount of wisdom you have and the knowledge you have, push the boundaries. Because one thing about when you're young, you tend to be able to bounce back a lot quicker. You're more confident. Small setbacks don't knock you down as far. You don't feel like, oh, it's the end of the world. I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 50s. I can't afford to fuck up now because I've got this many responsibilities, etc., etc. So,
So you're saying it's literally just live life to the fullest, take as many risks as possible?
Bro, take as many risks as possible because I feel like, yeah, people will say learning from other people's experience, that's the best possible case scenario. You've learned from something someone else has done, so you ain't have to go through it.
So what have you learned being friends with this guy? Sorry, just...
Wow.
No, just...
Bro,
How much is that?
He goes in. He goes in. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like one thing I see, he hustles. He hustles. Like, regardless of joke, good joke, bad joke, like, the guy hustles. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how many different pies he's got his hand in, like, he goes very hard.
I stopped joking these days. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? My timeline's cleaned up. You noticed? I had to clean up. I had to. I had no choice. I had to.
And that's growth. Do you know what I'm saying? That's growth there. So no, he hustles. Do you know what I'm saying? And he gets after it. So like I feel like an example is the picture he showed from last year before, like the shape he was in, and then he showed the shape he was in this summer. Now to get into that kind of shape, especially over the year, going through the winter where it's not fun. It's all fun and games lifting in the summer when it's warm outside and you're going to the beach and people are just watching. Yeah, it's all fun in the summer. But in the winter time where you ain't gonna be taking your top off, big man. You know what I'm saying? Keep your muscles in the cold. Like it's
and that's the discipline that I guess you need.
Facts.
Because you're in Japan, as you said, that's where you're playing now, isn't it? And I guess you've kind of almost isolated yourself from everyone.
Yeah.
And there's a discipline that comes with that. And I don't know whether I could do that. Even just going to Birmingham for a while was hard. But you're in Japan.
No, but everyone has to do it. Like, to be successful in whatever your lane is, like, it don't matter. You need discipline to do well. So of course you could. It's just, okay, that's not a lane that you've been working. But I'm sure if you work that lane and you did the maths, bro, if you had to do it, you'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
Only you picked up the shot, innit?
What shot?
The dig he said at Birmingham.
Well, I didn't. I don't know.
Bro, you said a low blow at Birmingham.
I don't know what you're talking
only
about.
Him and me picked it up.
No shade. I don't want no problem with no Birmingham.
Low, he said, raw, like you went Japan and like even when I went Birmingham, I was like,
I don't want the 0-1-2-1s after me.
Yeah, you took
I don't want them after me.
a low blow at Birmingham.
Melanin Matchmaker wants you to go where you're celebrated. So we've created a community just waiting to show up to appreciate you. An app where you can begin your journey to building long-lasting relationships. I mean, who doesn't love a great love story? Because we sure love creating them. Melanin Matchmaker, the dating app that celebrates you.